Hello and good morning. Thank you for tuning in. You are tuned in to The Encourager, and we are going to get started with our angel numbers. I hope you're doing well wherever you are today, and that you are really focused on being your best self, your highest, truest, purest version of yourself possible. The world and the way that it functions today makes that difficult, because the world functions on a fairness system. The world, or at least it tries to, the world doesn't function in a justice system. So I was thinking about something, this phrase. I was thinking about a phrase. We've come to heal, and we've come to enlighten, and we've come to heighten the vibration of the earth. That's why light workers, star seeds. That's why we're here. That's what healers. That's what our job is. Okay. So again, I hope you're doing well. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's see. Let's go with the right page, and let's go with the lower left. Okay, focus. Inner voice. Listen to yourself. Yes, quiet time. The guidance you need to cultivate is your own. Your inner voice is speaking, and your angels are calling you to listen carefully. Lie in meditation, clear your mind, and ask your higher self to assist you with your connection to this voice. Okay? And 105, you could be born on October 5th. You could be born on May 1st. You could be born on the 6th of the month. You could be born in the 6th month. Again, however 105 may relate to you. Right? So yes, your inner voice, that gut feeling, that is your higher self. If you've ever done something and you've awaited the results and you're like, oh, I knew that was going to happen, right? Typically, those are in fast processes, right? When we're doing things fast and we're like, oh, man, I knew that was going to happen, right? So that was your gut telling you that was going to happen, and we, for whatever reason, we choose to ignore that, right? Especially if when we say, I knew that was going to happen, and we are consider ourselves to be on the short end of that stick, right? So your inner voice, that is your gut feeling, that is your sacral and your solar plexus, that's that in your root chakra, that's working together, that's your gut area, that's where all three of those chakras, that's where they are, right? Your lower abdomen area and all of that, that's where those chakras are. Okay. All right, so 105, let's go ahead and get the next number. Let's go a little higher. In every way. Let's do left page, upper right. Healthy change. Yes, I like this one because I continue to make these changes myself. 518. Okay. So, healthy change. You need to alter your lifestyle. There is something in your life presently that isn't helping your body and mind. Your angels want you to focus on your wellness, the wellness of your whole self, not just your spirit. They call on you to take care of an issue we've let go on too long. I wonder what that is. What is the body? That wasn't a sarcastic question. That's a genuine question. What is the body or mind health action you should have been needing to take? Oh, you have been needing to take. I don't know why I put should in there. Make the time to confront this issue today. All right. And so I mentioned yesterday that that I do intermittent fasting. Okay. And that helps me a lot physically when I feel myself getting sluggish or whatever, overeating, or maybe eating the same, but just slacking on the activity, physical activity, right? So it shows up a little more, those eating habits show up a little more, the bad ones anyway, right? When we are not so physically active. So that's what I do. I do intermittent fasting again because that helps me. So I do 12 or do 8 hours of eating, and then the rest of the time, 16 hours of the day, no food, just water, and I do drink my tea. Okay, and so other than that, that's kind of how I handle that, and I'm in the process of that currently, right? And so, and that also, I also increase my water intake during that time. I generally force myself to drink lots of water anyway, just because kidney transplant recipient and blah blah blah. So I drink more water than most humans on a daily basis as it is. But yeah, so I also increase my water intake during that time. For one, it helps you feel full, right? Because you're not eating, from 10:30. I generally go 11:30, 12 o'clock until, and again for 8 hours. So anyway, perhaps that's something to try. Perhaps something else works better for you. The one thing to remember when it comes to your physical health is there is no one thing that fits all. So what works for you may not work for someone else. I'm not one to try diets and things like that. I like natural types of processes. That's why I like intermittent fasting. It doesn't require me to eat a certain thing or anything like that. It just requires me to stick to a reasonable eating, right? And almost anything during that 8 hours, but again, reasonable. Yeah, and it requires discipline, and discipline is the big D that nobody wants to talk about. That's what I call discipline, the big D that nobody wants to talk about. So, so let's go ahead and get started with our next angel number. And let's go towards the back of the page of the book. All right, let's go and let's do left page, inner right. Left page, turn too far. Left page, inner right. Okay, so this page has 3. Okay, left page, inner right. Accept knowledge. You can't go back. Hey, who the hell wants to go back? I don't know. Maybe 18's important to you. Okay. Maybe you were September 1981. Maybe you were August 19th. You could have been born in 1981. Right? Your angels acknowledge that now that you know what you know, your life has forever changed. Hallelujah. Hopefully I'm not the only one saying hallelujah. Take time today to acknowledge the information you presently have and compare it to where you were before. Make peace with the changes that will be forthcoming. All right? And so, to me, that speaks of not looking back. You look back and you end up turning to stone. We know how that story goes, right? So, not looking back. Because that's just another stagnation mechanism, right? That's just another reason all the people who you left, the people that you decided to cut off, that you cut cords with, all of that, right? All of those people know that you're about to be blessed. Those people know that karma's coming for them also. That's also a concern of theirs. They're trying to get away from that or get out of that or thinking that coming to you is going to offer them some type of relief. That's not going to happen. So be aware of those who are coming back, clamoring for your attention. Okay? And yeah, don't accept those crabs back. And that might be quite literal, spiritual STDs and physical STDs. Don't accept those crabs back because that's all they are, right? Don't fall back into what you just crawled out of. You know what I mean? Don't do that. So anyway, thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope you're doing well on this 3/4/24. And yes, as always, be of encouragement, and make sure again that you are loving yourself first and foremost, because you can only attract the way that you treat yourself. You can only attract the way you view yourself. So if you don't love yourself, you think you're ugly or not attractive, or you don't like this about you, or you don't like that about you, guess what? You don't like your weight about you, guess what? Right? So you have to change the way you see yourself first before you can change what you attract. Okay? Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in. And as always, be encouraged.